You ever wake up on a Saturday, pour yourself a cup of coffee, fire up your laptop, and then by nightfall you're somehow the neighborhood villain, police, HOA, and half your block thinking you're some kind of cyber menace? Yeah, that happened. I'm not exaggerating, either. I want you to picture being yanked through police investigations, HOA hearings, even whispered about at work, all because your neighbor lost access to the Wi-Fi they weren't supposed to be using in the first place. Wild, right? Hold on to that thought, because what happened to me in a quiet row of townhouses outside Tempe, Arizona, might just be the strangest neighbor feud you've heard. And I swear, it's all real enough you can practically smell the burnt toast and anxiety through the walls. See, I wasn't looking for trouble. I was just doing what I do every weekend. Coffee strong, emails open, checking off the to-do list. That morning, the Wi-Fi was crawling. Netflix buffer circles, work emails refusing to send, downloads stuck in the mud. And I'm a software engineer, so I know the signs. Something, or someone, was bogging down my network. No big deal, right? I logged into my router, reset the password, made it a good one this time, hit save. 10 minutes, tops. Didn't think twice. Not even half an hour later, there's a knock at my door, not the polite kind, either. Sharp, demanding, rattling the frame. I open up, and boom, there's Colleen Frobisher. You ever meet someone who seems to vibrate with HOA authority? That's her. Early 50s, always in control, voice that carries 3 houses down. She doesn't even bother with hello. What did you just do? She snaps. Excuse me. I blink, thrown off. My internet went out, she says, arms folded, chin high. Don't play dumb. You did something to the Wi-Fi. Everything was fine until 10 minutes ago. I try to keep it light. Colleen, my Wi-Fi is my Wi-Fi. If yours is down, maybe check with your provider. But she's not hearing it. Instead, she gets louder. Don't give me that. This community pays for shared services. You can't just cut people off. My show stopped. My husband's phone died. Even our security cameras went offline. What are you trying to pull? Now, I'm losing patience. The HOA pays for the pool and trash, not internet. I pay for mine. You pay for yours. I changed my password this morning. That's it. She narrows her eyes. So you admit it? Yeah, for my own network. That's all. She lets out this little sarcastic laugh. Oh, really? Then why did my entire house stop working the exact second you updated your little password? I want to shut the whole thing down. Tell her again to call her provider. But Colleen's not just any neighbor. She's the kind who thinks losing control is a federal offense. She leans in, voice low. I'll take this to the HOA. Tampering with shared services is against the rules. She threatens to call the police. Over Wi-Fi. I kid you not. I close the door, try to shake it off, but I'm rattled. Something nags at me. Her device is dropping the exact moment I changed my password? That's no coincidence. I check the router logs. Sure enough, there's a trail of devices I don't own. Unknown phones, TVs, even a camera labeled Frobcam 2. It all links right to her place. And just as I'm thinking, maybe I'll let it go, she's back. Phone out. Recording, demanding I confess on video. Say it again. Tell the camera you changed the password and cut me off. She's got that look, like she's building a case for Judge Judy. Colleen, seriously? You're using my Wi-Fi. That's theft. She recoils, hand to chest. How dare you? I'm on the HOA board. You're the one disrespecting your neighbors. By now, the commotion's drawn attention. Neighbor across the street, Paul, nice guy, usually invisible, puts down his hose, staring. Curtains twitch. I try to keep it cool. Colleen, if your stuff stopped working, ask yourself why it was connected to my network. But she won't budge, foot jammed in my door, accusing me of cutting off the entire neighborhood. This is the part where most people would back down. Not Colleen. She promises to make sure everyone knows what a menace I am. Slams off down the walkway. But less than 10 minutes later, sirens. Police. 2 squad cars, lights flashing. Neighbors staring through their blinds like it's an episode of Cops. Tempe police. Comes the knock. I open the door, cup of coffee in a trembling hand. Officers, professional but skeptical. We got a call about interference with community internet services. Mind explaining? I walk them through it. There's no community internet. I changed my own Wi-Fi password. If her devices went down, it's because they were connected to my network, without my permission. The taller cop asks if I can show them. So I do. Router logs, unknown devices, all pinging from next door. Even her camera, Frobcam 2, shows up. The officers trade a look. Ma'am, one calls over his shoulder. Your devices were using his Wi-Fi. That's unauthorized use. Colleen's face goes pale, then red. You're just taking his side. He's manipulating the system. He works with computers. He's covering his tracks. The police, bless him, actually take the time to look. Honestly, sir, one says, this happens more than you'd think. People piggyback, then act like they're the victim when cut off. Colleen's not done, though. She doubles down, calling me dangerous, accusing me of hacking her cameras, even spying. I can feel the room. Well, the driveway shift. Some neighbors look skeptical, others just uncomfortable. But the cops leave with a warning for her to stop making false claims. Problem solved? Not even close. The next day, there's an email blast from Colleen to the whole HOA. Subject line: urgent, neighborhood security compromised. She accuses me of locking her out, risking her family's safety, even hints I might be spying with her own cameras. The emails spread like wildfire. By Sunday, I'm fielding messages from people I've never spoken to. Is this true? Are you really hacking into people's houses? Howard, the HOA president, calls an emergency meeting. That night, I drag myself to the clubhouse, evidence in hand. Colleen is there, front and center, acting like she's starring in a courtroom drama. She lays out her case: security breach, sabotage, danger to the community. I wait my turn, then pull up my router logs, list every device, even show the cached video her own cameras uploaded to my network by accident. A collective gasp. Some neighbors side with me right away. Paul's wife, Sandra, speaks up. So she's been freeloading, and now she's blaming you for catching her? But Colleen isn't backing down. She waves her phone, accuses me of faking evidence, hacking everyone's devices. It gets ugly. The board can't decide. They table the issue, promising to get the internet provider involved. But Colleen's got one last trick. She files an official complaint with the city, claims I violated electronic security codes. She sends letters to the HOA, calls my job to warn them about me, turns neighbors against me. I'm suspended from the HOA tech committee. My boss wants answers. My inbox is a battleground. Neighbors cross the street to avoid me. A few, like Sandra and Paul, offer a casserole and a word of encouragement, but mostly it's cold shoulders and suspicious stares. One night, desperate, I call my sister Marlene. She says, "Julian, you're fighting with facts." She's fighting with feelings. You're never going to win that way. She's right. So at the next HOA meeting, instead of leading with data, I speak as a neighbor. You've seen me mow my lawn, fix the projector, hand out Halloween candy. I'm not a stranger. I'm just Julian. And I'm tired of being treated like a criminal because I changed my Wi-Fi password. I talk about trust, about boundaries, about how quickly fear poisons a community when someone yells loud enough. The room goes quiet. Sandra speaks up, then Paul. Little by little, the tide turns. Even Howard looks relieved to put the matter to bed. The board clears me. No misconduct. Case closed. But here's the thing. You think it ends there? Not in this world. Colleen storms out, muttering about taking it to the city, threatening lawsuits. Some neighbors still avoid me. Others come around. Trust is fragile. But for the first time in weeks, I sit on my porch, feel the cool desert air, and realize I survived the storm. So what's the lesson? If you're living in a neighborhood, especially one with an HOA, guard your boundaries, sure, but also your reputation. Never let someone else's entitlement rewrite your story. And if you ever get accused of hacking the neighborhood because you changed your Wi-Fi password, remember, persistence and a little bit of truth can go a long way, but you'd better be ready for a fight. Now I want to know, where do you stand? Have you ever tangled with a neighbor or an HOA over something this nuts? Who was in the right? And where's the line between protecting your privacy and keeping the peace? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Argue it out, because in neighborhoods like mine, that debate's just getting started.